Yo, yo, yo. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. It is Tuesday, December 30th. We got one day left of this year. After today, tomorrow, ending out 2025, ending out December. Market's getting a little bit of a green pump right now off of Chicago PMI data, but not so fast. Not so fast. It's not what people think it is. We're going to break that down. We're going to talk about a $300,000 Bitcoin giveaway. And we're going to talk about some stuff that's going on with silver. We're going to talk about options. We're going to break down, we're going to explain today in the Academy what the hell is going on with Bitcoin options right now and why they matter, why $87,000 seems to be this magnet that we keep pulling back to. And yeah, we're going to break it all down. You guys know what time it is. Get your notebooks out. Take a seat. Class is in session. Let's go. There you go. See, like that. Shout out to everybody that's joining us right now. Appreciate everyone being here. Whopping 5 people came to sign up at the Academy today. So appreciate y'all being here for this info today. Guys, let's go ahead and bring up the man, the myth, the legend that covered for me the entire time I was gone. The OC guy. What's up, OC? How you doing today, bro?
Not much. Just figuring out that I'm not muted and perfect. Let's get it started.
You're good. You're
such
good.
a lovely
You're good,
day
bro.
and practicing New Year's, new achievements, right? Not being muted while talking.
Do you have any
that
do you have any New Year's resolutions in mind? What's your New Year's resolution this year, OC?
actually I want to, get back at making some exercise. I think I'm getting a little bit too chubby. And I think that's not for the good reasons. So too much time in front of the computer. I mean, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm gonna just changing the computer for the cell phone, but absolutely I'm gonna be hitting the gym more frequently. Other than that, I think, and I talked about this with you, right? My wife and I got a vacation plan and where we get exclusive discounts and stuff. So also New Year resolution is going to be traveling around the world more often. And
You might
since
make it to Texas to
we
see me.
do,
Is that what you're saying?
I'm so freaking lovely. Yes,
Let's go,
consider it
bro.
done.
Let's go. Here, I got your
Let's
hearts
go.
right there. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Mac. Yeah, dude, travel more. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to be traveling like 30 days from now. I will be in the middle of the Caribbean again on another trip. So yeah, travel some more, man. Let's go give a shout out to the chat. Get all these people the props and recognition they deserve, and then we'll jump over and get into some news. What's up, Makoshi No De Niro, Alexandra G, the Mod Queen. She is the CEO of Chart Prime, or I mean of Piper Academy. If you guys don't know, so Alexandra G running everything. It's all secret. We just don't tell everybody. That's why she's in all these shows. There you go. Jr. Emmer, what's up? Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, everyone. Appreciate you, man. Eric Wallen in here. He said, "I'm here." Yes, you are, sir. We appreciate that. Who else we got in here? Wix Wi-Fi 89 2 is in here with us. We've got Satoshi in the house. Bitcoin prepares to upgrade in 2026. Our perma bull, man. We love having you here, Satoshi. Satoshi's always here to sprinkle some hopium into our lives. We got Rashad in the house with us right now. Kevin Hawthorne in here. So good morning from Lakeland, Florida. Appreciate you, man. Blackie Chan, that's BC Port Corp, back from his vacay also. So appreciate everyone that's in here right now. Jer saying, "What's up?" I see you, bro. And yeah, I guess that's about it. Oh, Harp sliding in at the last second along there with JR. They were racing into the home base. So appreciate everyone that's joining us here right now. We are broadcasting also over on X. So if you're over on X watching, we appreciate you guys over there too. Drop a comment. We'll give you a shout out. And everyone that's here on YouTube, of course, always a pleasure. By the way, Alexandra G, here in about a month and a half, your graduation cap next to your name is going to turn gold. If you guys don't know, Billy, Alex O, Crypto Billy, Alex O Crypto, and Alexandra G are the 3 longest running members of Piper Academy, and they're about to hit 24 months as members, which means their graduation caps will turn solid gold. So shout out to you guys. Grand Rising from Punta Cana. Hefe Star said, appreciate it. Looks like C Crypto Society is in here. Trade Intuition. T.I. Joe, the man, the myth, the legend in the house with us also. Appreciate you guys. Let's go get into some news, OC. I want to talk about that. And then we'll unravel some stuff. We got some stuff to unwrap. Then we'll get into some altcoins if we have time. I do want to jump over real fast though, talk about Bitcoin, because this is going to lead into some of the stuff we're talking about today. Bitcoin here, guys, getting a little pump today. This is on the Chicago PMI. We're going to talk about that. Don't act so quickly on it. I know it looks good. It's really not. It's not as good as you think it is. But also the $77 or $87,000 range down here. That's also one of Chart Prime's VWAPs that we've been bouncing off of. Getting a rejection right now in the dynamic reactor, which has been our historical trend pattern here. We've been doing this recently. Getting a pullback now. I think people are realizing that the CPI data was not what they thought it was, because this literally happened on CPI data release about 20 minutes ago. So we're looking at that right now. Looks like we do have an upward transition right now on the Oscillator Pro. But if you zoom in on this, you'll see money flow looks like it's right now starting to get a little curvature back down again. So money flow on the 4-hour might be coming out while volume is increasing. Very interesting there. Yeah, let's get into the news though. And let's talk about all the news that's fit to be news. And I don't even think I set up the news side today. I'm probably going to have to readjust this. Yes, I am, of course. Was doing a lot of stuff today, trying to get it all ready. So I apologize. But here we go. Let's get that there. Yeah. Bam. There we go. Perfect. Now let's get into the news. Looking at the Into The Cryptoverse metrics today, guys. Total crypto market cap right now currently sitting at 2.989 trillion. Trend on this is at 4.903, and undervaluation currently sitting at 39.03% undervalued from its fair trend line. Looking at the risk bubbles right now on Bitcoin, we're at 41.3 points on the wristband, meaning that it is a DCA level times 3. Looking at the Bitcoin dominance with stable coins, we're at 58.95%. Take away those stable coins, 65.5. This has gone up since yesterday. We're actually seeing an increase in Bitcoin dominance moving into stable coins, is what that's telling us. So looking at the liquidations in the past 24 hours, we do have 77,598 traders got liquidated. Total liquidations coming in pretty low number today, 136.42. But that's because Bitcoin's just kind of going sideways, and a lot of stuff just ranging with it. So largest single liquidation order happened on Binance. It was Ethereum for $9 million on a single trade. How we're looking on fear and greed today. Fear and greed coming in at extreme fear again. Still, we're still here. We're at 23 points right now, refueling before takeoff, getting a little bit of hopium here from Fear and Greed Index on X. So, Titan of Crypto, he was talking about this Bitcoin bearish continuation. If you guys actually look at it, zoomed out a little bit, he's looking at the 2-day. It's actually creating this bearish flag right now. And this is a kind of structure you don't want to see if you got trapped around the all-time high a few months ago. Bear flags tend to resolve in a continuation roughly 60 to 70% of the time, depending on context and frame. Not a certainty, not there yet. So right now, everyone's watching this bear flag. He does have a target on this sitting at about $51,600. That's a pretty interesting range, and I'll show you why when we get into the higher time frame chart in a bit. Barron's warns, this is from Barron's News, warns of a new crypto winter. We've talked about this on the show a little bit and said, hey, this might be one of those things that we need to keep an eye on, because we could be entering into the crypto winter, which is our 4-year bear cycle. Barron's just published a headline warning that Bitcoin's new crypto winter could last until 2026, and pressure prices. Is the crypto winter really coming? Winter is coming. And OC, I want to talk about this in a little bit with you, but 70% of Polymarket addresses are in the red, meaning that all the DGen traders over there at Polymarket are getting wrecked, completely wrecked. So I want to hear your opinion when we get back to you on that. Looking here at the TradFi side of the world, Dow Jones currently down about 0.13%, S&P flat at about 0.03%, NASDAQ at 0.05%. S&P and NASDAQ were both in the green on that PMI news today, just like Bitcoin, and now they're retracing back into the red. Matter of fact, down here on CNBC, you can see he's talking about that Chicago PMI right now. Got that little spike up and then a quick drop. We're going to talk about that, what that means in detail here in just a second also. Looking at the crypto bubbles. How are we looking here? Bitcoin on the daily up 1.2%. Ethereum up 1.8%. Big movers. Where are we at of the big movers? Anything? 1.4? No. 2.2 for Zcash. Still nothing to write home about. Leo token up 2.7%. And everything just pretty much flat except for Canton Network. Guys, I want to talk about this for a second because yesterday, Eric Wallen asked me about Canton Network because there's a bunch of news on this about Canton Network being tied in with Goldman Sachs and so on and so forth. That's also what Eric was asking about in our members AMA session. And I just want to pull up this data here that I have so I can go through it real fast. Pretty much I pulled it up. It says Canton Network is an enterprise focused privacy preserving blockchain network designed for regulated financial markets. It enables institutions to run synchronized and operable distributed ledger applications. Basically, it processes payments for KYC regulated financial institutions. Okay. And so people are jumping on this token hard and giving it this big rally pump. However, I got to scroll down here. The major financial institutions, BNB, Paribas, Goldman Sachs, Deutsche Börse Group. So a bunch of different companies, DTCC, Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. This is one of the ones that just recently came out in news that they were partnering with Canton, and that's caused all of this rally into this token. Don't go buy this yet. Please let me finish. It's a tokenization, how these companies are using Canton, tokenization of real world assets. So people are running to this on the RWA play. And something that I want to point out here, Canton Network has rapidly moved from pilot to production adoption among major financial institutions with tokenization of regulated securities, real world assets, automating post-trade workflows across institutions. And so I said, so how does the coin gain value from the transactions? And she said, this is the right question. The answer is subtle but important. Canton Network is not designed like a typical crypto network where transactions actively, directly pump a public token. And so I was like, well, why is the token pumping? And she replies back to me that Canton is not a crypto native speculation network. It is a financial market operating system using a blockchain that is not a publicly traded token. Keep that in mind. And so I said, is this token? And I dropped a picture of the Canton network. This what you're seeing right here. And it says this token, the crypto related to the enterprise. And she says, short answer, no, that token is not the Canton Network Enterprise Network. Long answer, this is where the confusion is. What you're looking at is the CC ticker for Canton Network. This name, it's a name collision, not an economic connection. The real enterprise network is Canton Network. Key facts about it: no public token, no gas coin, no retail speculation. So if you guys are looking at this thing and you're thinking this is a play, it's getting adoption, here we go, this is going to be the big mover, guys. Not the case. This token is not even related to all of this news that you're seeing on Canton Network out there. So keep that in mind. Eric Wallen was like, he made 20% run on it, some good money, but now he's like, okay, good to know, I'm out of it. So yeah, that's not related at all to Canton Enterprise. This token's actually been around for several years, and people think that this is that, and so they're jumping into it without doing the research, which doesn't surprise me in the crypto space one bit. Looking at the PMI here right now, Chicago PMI came in at 8:45 my time. This is about 25 minutes ago, and it's 43.5 is what it came in at. Previously was at 36.3. Remember, PMI below 50, contraction, above 50, expansion. Okay. So people look at this and like 36.3 to 43.5. This is where we got the pump on the stock market. This is where we got the pump on Bitcoin. Everybody sees this as an improving economy. However, let's click a button here and go a little bit deeper and not just jump on the bandwagon, all right, and actually look at what happened here. We're right back to where we were in October. Actually, it was 43.8. Now we're 43.5. We're coming in off of a recessionary valley in November for PMI. We're right back to where we were in October and actually slightly a little bit lower. Looking at the data here, why this matters, and I've already done all this for you too. The Chicago PMI, regional manufacturer activity gauges tied to Midwest supply. This is one of the earliest PMIs that come out every month, okay? And so a lot of people in the markets look at this as forward-looking, not lagging data. Key role, again, above 50 is expansion, below 50 is contraction of the economy. And what we're seeing here is a big jump. However, pause for effect. Don't confuse less bad with good. What actually changed, this is a dead cat bounce. November's 36.3 reading, December's 43.5 reading. Historically, readings in the low to mid 40s align with manufacturing layoffs, failing new orders, and inventory liquidation. This is stabilization, not recovery, okay? And the trend matters more than 1 point. So look at the multiple sub 45 readings that we've had for this year, okay? Average is drifting lower, not higher. If you average all these in, we're not getting higher now. We're actually coming down still. So a lot of people jumped on this and saw this jump from November to December and said things are getting better. It's getting better all the time. Put that in the chat if anyone knows what movie that is from. Things are getting better. They're getting better all the time. They jumped on that trend and said, this is it. And then people dug a little bit deeper and realized, oh, crap. No, we're still in a shit-tastic economy with this PMI number. And now we're seeing the markets play out on that with the pullback again. Now, look here. This was at 0.03, 0.05. Now 0.12, 0.14. Markets are realizing that was a knee-jerk reaction to what they thought was good moves in the PMI, which not. We're still looking craptastic. What else was in here? FOMC minutes, guys. We're going to get these today. Let's go back over here. Click that back. There we go. FOMC minutes coming out today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I got an article here on what to expect from the FOMC minutes. Thank you to CNBC Pro. FOMC minutes to release today. Here's how Bitcoin price could react. FOMC minutes may shape Bitcoin's 2026 trend, with the rate cut signals influencing risk sentiment and price action between 87,000. There's that number again. It was on the thumbnail today, guys. And 90,000. I did not say push the button, JR. Did not say that. Stop it. Bitcoin remains range bound. A break above 90,000 could fuel gains while losing 87,000. Support risks a drop towards 84 to 85. 100% what I'm seeing in my research on the option stuff. Shout out to Darren Does Things, DDT. He's the one that turned me on to that yesterday. He said, hey, check this out. I ran some data on it and then went, yep, this actually makes sense of why we're stuck here. Historically, FOMC outcomes have leaned bearish for risk assets. So updated data shows that price moves lower 75% of the time after FOMC meetings, while only 12.5% of the cases saw price move higher, with the remaining showing no clear direction. Little sideways action play there, 12.5% of the time for Bitcoin. This trend has made many traders cautious, especially with Bitcoin stuck in a tight range. FOMC minutes will clarify the Fed's rate cut path. According to CME Fed Watch Tool, expectations for a rate cut remain mixed. Probability of a January rate cut still around a low 16% chance of a rate cut, meaning that we have an 84% chance that we get a rate pause and nothing happens. No, it's actually not a song. It's in a movie. Well, yeah, it is in a song, but it's in a movie. It's The Postman with Kevin Costner. And they said, what's going on out there in the world? He said, it's getting better. Things are getting better all the time. And it was not true. It was not. Markets are pricing in a 52% chance of a cut by March, while expectations for a second cut by July stand there at 59%. So we're still not seeing high percentage likelihoods of rate cuts happening. According to dot plots for the last FOMC, they're talking only one rate cut in 2026, guys. And so these FOMC minutes will give a little bit of clarity on that. If this data comes out, if these FOMC minutes come out and people read in there in clear, plain English, because sometimes that's what they need and they still don't understand it, it's going to say, hey, we're only cutting one time this year, and that may make people a little bearish. So, that's what I got for that. Silver prices. Silver soars after tumbling on Monday, capping 2025 with another wild ride. Silver, the new meme coin. Silver futures hit a record high overnight on Monday, reaching $80 an ounce, and then 8.7% downside yesterday. Let's go ahead and jump over to my chart, because yesterday we talked about silver. And let me get this stretched over there. Go to the chart. And yesterday we talked about silver, and I told you guys the range to watch. There you go. Not to say I told you so, but perfect bounce right there on our green box. And that was based off of this being the previous range over here. We had a nice fair value gap in here, which had part of it cleaned out. So I figured that was going to be the range of support. We also had some other data on here yesterday. But yeah, this is silver right now, getting a little bounce off of that range and heading back up. So might be heading towards $100 here, heading into the new year very soon. Back above $76 now on that. So let's go ahead and bring up OC because I want to talk to him about the awesomeness of this Polymarket that we talked about here. OC, your thoughts on this? Because I saw you while I was on vacation. You were showing some of these market calls on Kalshi and Polymarket stuff. I'm not doing a giveaway. It's a game that did the giveaway, but I will show you what it is. It's actually about adoption of Bitcoin and the acceptance of it in the common man's place. But yeah, Josh, that's what it is. A $300,000 Bitcoin giveaway. I'm not giving away $300,000 in Bitcoin. Hopefully these guys didn't sell theirs either, and I'll explain why on that one too. 70% of Polymarket addresses are in the red. On-chain data shows nearly 70% of the 1.7 million unique trading addresses on Polymarket have recorded negative realized returns. OC, your thoughts on this? Because we've seen some crazy, like 98% likelihood of this happening, right? Of this event. And are these people just contrarian trading to the masses? Is that what's going on here? Because that's what we see with trading all the time. People don't want to trade the trend. They want to go against it because they want to have that, aha, I got you moment. And that's why so many people lose in trading, in my opinion. Your thoughts on this? Is this an azimuth check? A health check of trader mentality out there in the market, man?
I absolutely think so. Also, a little bit more in deep with this, I believe that what is happening here is the theory against the wisdom of the masses, right? That theory tells us, and let me see if my camera on breaks. Does it on break it? All right,
Yeah, you're
perfect. I
fine.
think I'm good. All right, so the wisdom of masses is spoke about, like when everybody kind of have their own independent guess, let's just call it like that, or opinion, we get so very close to the actual result that nothing out there other than like really in-depth mathematics, right? But there is a point of breakout here when we sum up groups, the actual result of the masses are way off, right? And what does groups actually make worse of things? Because they debate and there's not their own thought. They usually look at their leader or whatever they look up to, and they stick to that without thinking. So they leave thinking to other persons. And that actually minimize the sample data and repeat sample data, right? So diminishing the counteracting scenarios of study, guess versus reality. So in polymarkets, when you jump in, you see the big percentage popping up there, right? But I
Everyone
mean,
wants to
yeah,
go
so
opposite of it.
exactly, yeah. And I mean, and also you see how much money you can make, and then you see, well, you know what? If I just put in here $10, I can make, I know, $8,000, and why not, right? I'm just gonna be you are committing to that loss at that point, right? So I think that's what's going on. They're seeing the percentage and they're seeing the returns, and they always go for the return for that lottery ticket
Yep.
point of view.
Yeah, lottery ticket. That's it, man. It's like it's meme coins. It really is. It's absolutely meme
Yes.
coins. So I want to talk about since he asked about it, I want to talk about this $300,000 Bitcoin giveaway, guys. Netflix did a game show and we watched it all yesterday, all 6 episodes of it. But the game is called What's in the Box, and this was a major production game show. And they had all these boxes up on the screen, up on not on the screen, but up on the stage. And there's 12 boxes total, well, 13 boxes total. 12 of them, they compete in teams of 2 to go through these boxes. And they were great prizes, like staying in the Kingpin penthouse in Vegas with $10,000 in cash, and VIP service, bottle service at one of the bars, and so on and so forth. It was a Mediterranean yacht cruise with a helicopter and a submarine on the ship, like big prizes. And I was like, what the hell is the super box at the end going to be if they're giving away all these big prizes? Let's jump over here. I got a video clip here from Instagram on it. And this is from Mr. Byron, who got this, dropped this clip here. Is the only way I could find it. But check this out and listen to what some of the comments are from the average Joes sitting up there on stage with them.
Congratulations, Joey and Scott!
This just feels like it's unreal to me.
Guys, by winning this super box, you have won Paris shopping spree and the music festival experience. But this one is the showstopper. This is the box to end all boxes. So, for the final time this season, it is time to find out what's in the box!
Oh my gosh.
Now, make sure you listen to the responses of the people that are watching this. Like, they don't look like, what the hell did he just say it was? Like, look at their responses and listen to what they say.
You have won a life-changing $300,000 worth of Bitcoin. Gifted to you by Coinbase, the app that makes it easy to securely buy and sell crypto. $300,000 of cryptocurrency. This is surreal. This is unbelievable.
Wow.
We got the best Christmas ever. We got the Mediterranean cruise.
This guy just changed our life.
Panthers tickets for a full season. Paris shopping spree. Music festival pass. And $300,000 in Bitcoin from Coinbase. Congratulations, Joe.
So, here's the thing on this. This game show took place at the end of August. First of all, I wanted to highlight this because this giveaway on a major game show production being $300,000 in Bitcoin shows Coinbase's drive still to get their name out there and make the world know who they are, right? Secondly, it's $1 million grand prizes, $250,000 on this game show. Like, they're not giving away dollars. They're giving away Bitcoin. That would have been about 2.78 Bitcoin at the price at this at the time of the recording on this. That would have been in August, so late August. So about $108,000 Bitcoin. I'm hoping that these winners did not turn around and sell all of this going, you know what, I got to get out of my Bitcoin and use this money, because their cost basis, OC, do you know what their cost basis is on 2.78 Bitcoin at $108,000? What do you think the cost basis is? Huh?
A lot more than I wanted to actually guess.
No, the cost basis is $0, bro.
Oh.
Zero.
So I thought
because
you
it
were
was
talking
given
about
to
this,
them. No, the cost basis.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah, so it'd been $0 cost basis, and so if they sold, they're going to pay tax on the full valuation of the, not just capital gains, because it's 100% capital gains at that point, right? With short-term taxation events. So what I'm watching, yeah, it really was, Crunk, a good advertisement. But how many of us remember MTV Cribs and Pimp My Wheels? I remember both of those, man. Pimp My Car. Yo, I heard you like dogs. So we put some dogs in your dog in your dog cage so you can ride around with your dogs while you're dogging dog. I remember that show. Anyway, but here's my thing. If they would have taken this, and this is not financial advice, but I'm hoping that they either dollar cost average into that money and then take a loan out against their Bitcoin at a low percentage of it so that they can get access to the cash, because they were trying to build a house. But they probably dumped it. You're right, Ninja Clock. They probably did. I do love the fact, though, at the end of the day, that what we're seeing is that Bitcoin is the big prize, right? I mean, they gave away a Mediterranean cruise with the private yacht, Butler, helicopter, and submarine, not a grand prize. $300,000 in the most volatile asset that everyone out there has said has zero valuation. Thank you to all of the TradFi Wall Street gurus that never believed in Bitcoin. It's actually becoming the big prize, and I think it just it brings home to wrap this up. It brings home the idea of why it's so important to accumulate Bitcoin. It's starting to be recognized as the big prize. So let me know in the chat. Would you rather get $300,000 cash, or would you rather get $300,000 in Bitcoin at any given time, regardless of price? Let me know in the chat. If you'd like to get $300,000 cash, put a 1. If you want $300,000 in Bitcoin, regardless of price, put a 2 in the chat. I'm curious to see what you guys say. But your thoughts on this, OC?
Well, I'm actually divided because I don't know. For one point, I would like to get the cash because I can not transfer it and then divide it, and then also, I mean, absolutely get Bitcoin. But at the same time, that's going to cost me because even if I do P2P, the peer-to-peer, that would also cost me a little fee, right, to get back. So I'm going to be losing money. But in the other, and also getting that cash will allow me to DCA while I decide where to enter. Maybe compensating on even for the win, get a better entry, right? But we also need to understand that I do trade and I do take on us every day. So not sure about that. Another thing to get straight out Bitcoin will be, hey, where do you profit on it? Well, as you mentioned, you're profiting right now, because you spent $0 on it. So
Right, but
should you
they don't. But I'm pretty sure because they did an OTC. I'm pretty sure Coinbase did an OTC to the account. So there's no fees there probably. And then so there's that one, right? There's no fees for them to get the 300,000, and plus it's not a taxable event to receive Bitcoin. There's no taxable event until you sell Bitcoin. So I think you're going to be coming out way better than the 40% tax you would pay on US dollars. In my opinion, I'd have to talk to the guy right there above you, decrypted.tax. Our man over there, other hand, OC, there you go. Decrypted.tax, Ernest over there, which I'm going to have to be calling him soon because tax season is coming up. Link down below if you guys are curious. But yeah, I think that you would see that getting the Bitcoin and dollar cost averaging into it. Maybe this Joey and Scott over there that won that game need to come over and join the Piper Academy Discord and get the Piper plan. We'll help you get that average price in line, and you can just wait for 12 months. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Let's go ahead and go look here at some things that I'm watching also on the high time frame Bitcoin chart, and then I want to come back and talk about why Bitcoin is stuck at the $87,000 range. So let's do that. Come on over, OC. Looking here at Bitcoin, guys, on the higher time frames. Let this load in. I just switched it over to the Bitcoin chart. We are getting this rejection right around 88,961. This is that tight range that everyone's been talking about, 87,000, 88,000 in here. Very key levels, and there's a reason for it, which we'll break down. But right now, looking at the oscillator pros, they are still giving us a lot of downside movement here on the monthly. Looking at it here on the weekly, we are forming that bear flag that I showed you guys earlier on the X marks the spot call. And they're looking at $51,000. Why is that interesting? Because that's going to be coming right down into our golden pocket. And typically we do return to the 78% pullback, 786 platinum pocket every single cycle. Without fail, we have broken that level. I don't think that we get that low this cycle. I think there's a possibility we don't get that low this cycle, a strong possibility, because of the access that retail now has on Wall Street through ETFs and stuff. I think that they buy the dip with a lot more vigor than what we're going to see from just retail crypto bros in general. And so I'm watching that 52.9, 51 was the target that the Titan of crypto called out on the bear flag break off of this bear flag. So 60 to 70% of the time, this does break to the downside. So keep that in mind. Let's talk about this $87,000 range, though. right here. This why this is important. Shout out to DDT again for breaking this info to me. It's Greek tables from options, and there's some interesting stuff here. I got to get my other list up here so that I can get all my notes on it, because this is actually a lot. And I had her break it down. I said, break this down for me like we're in high school, okay? And she said, we got it. So, got it. Let's strip it all down without the Wall Street math speak, and we'll explain this like it's a smart high school student watching, okay? So, in plain English, the big idea first, this is all you really need. Bitcoin is being held in place around $87,000 by options traders, not because they want the price there, but because the math of their bets force them to buy and sell in a way that keeps the price stuck. Think of it like hands on a steering wheel, constantly correcting left and right to keep yourself going straight, right? And so imagine the scenario. Big traders don't just buy Bitcoin. They make bets on where Bitcoin will be at a certain time. And those bets are called options. When lots of people make options bets at the same price, it creates an invisible pressure on Bitcoin's price. Hence, $87,000 to about $89,000 there, right? The delta, which is this first chart right here, what this is showing and what it means, it's delta is basically if Bitcoin moves $1, how much do I gain or lose? And what we see on the chart is $87,000. The delta changes direction very fast. So you look here, $87,000, delta shoots up to $88,000. Okay. What this causes is that if Bitcoin goes below $87,000, traders are forced to sell Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin goes above $87,000, traders are forced to buy Bitcoin. That's in order to keep those options trades stable, right? So simple analogy, it's like a seesaw. Go down, selling pressure. Go up, buying pressure. This makes $87,000 the pivot level for options right now. And the gamma for this is the next chart over here. Gamma controls how hard the traders have to react when the price moves. So how heavy do they have to go into the trade, or how quickly do they have to act on it? This is a huge spike from $86,000 to about $88,000 on the gamma, okay? What this means in real life, traders must sell when the price goes up. Traders must buy when the price goes down to keep it at their options target. So every time Bitcoin tries to move, someone immediately is pushing it back. Simple analogy, imagine a dog on a leash. If the dog runs forward, you pull the leash, pulls the dog back. Dog runs backwards, pull the leash, it pulls it forward. Bitcoin is the dog, 87K is the center of the leash. And then we got theta, time pressure here. What this means, how much money options lose every day just because time is passing. This is kind of like your maintenance fees on a leverage trade, so on and so forth. Most of the time decay happens about $87,000. You see there, it just drops down, hits about $87,000 is the majority of the time decay, right? And so traders make the most money if Bitcoin just goes sideways. That's where the options traders are getting the most money right now, from it just going sideways. And so they're buying and selling it in a way to make it stay right where they make the most money. So they don't want big moves up and they don't want big moves down. They want Bitcoin to do nothing, which is what we're seeing. And then we have the volatility pressure, which is the Vega. We know that volatility plays a huge part in market price action and movement. So looking at what Vega is, the Vega measures how sensitive bets are to big, fast moves. What we see is the Vega is the highest, around $87,000, $88,000 now. And if something big happens, news, liquidations, panic, all bets suddenly change value. Traders must react fast. Bitcoin can be calm for days and then suddenly explode in one direction. Let's put this into perspective. We got data earlier today. PMI, 43. What happened on the Bitcoin chart? It immediately shot up on this big candle and it hit up to where? 88,900. This is bad. And then it started to immediately pull back. We're starting to retake it now. But again, the lower level on this is down here at the VWAP, which is where all of this has been happening. So price really is stuck like right here between $89,000 and $87,000 on this level because of the options traders. So putting it all together, why Bitcoin feels stuck right now. Traders are forced to buy and sell Their buying and selling cancels each other out. That's trapping price in that tight range. It's not manipulation. It's automatic math-based trading behavior. What will break this trap is if price moves far enough away from 87K to break out of this trap area. The options expire, which we just had a big one on the 26th. The next one is going to be, I think, coming up in January. And then something big shocks the market. Those are the things that are going to break us out of this channel. And a lot of people are probably using that that PMI as a reason to break out of this. But I don't think that PMI, based on what we just broke down earlier, is going to give it enough to break away from this trading here. So what will happen when this happens? When we get something that the leash will snap, the pressure will disappear, and Bitcoin can move very fast. So in summary, Bitcoin is stuck around $87,000 because options traders are forced by math to keep buying and selling in a way that holds the price at that level. And until something big breaks that pressure, we're probably staying right here in this range. So OC, your thoughts on this, man, and shout out to DDT again for bringing this to me so I could dig into it and analyze it more. But this makes so much sense, and we're seeing it play out on price action. What do you think about this $87,000 to $89,000 range and the options? Are we going to see a breakout from this, and which way is it going to go?
Well, which way is it going to go? That's $1,000. That's 1,000 Bitcoin.
Multi-million dollar question.
The multi-million-dollar question. But first
whatever
of
you
all,
say, I'm all in. I'm all in. 100x. Whatever you say.
First of all, let me showcase my shirt. As soon as I found it in stores, I absolutely got it. To also Lunar Beach Crypto to show off Lunar Beach Crypto. So pretty good one there.
It's an LBC shirt through and through.
Perfect. So this is what I'm seeing here. Let me bring out my charts really quickly. Based on the contracts, we know the contracts get expired, right? So we need to look for that expiration date. I wait to look into it. I believe that we're gonna have a break to the downside, but I'm starting to change my opinion right now on the shorter time frame. So first of all, I want to see where is the liquidations chart in here, right? So let's go for it. Let me just turn it on. And there we go. So we have the closest liquidation all the way to the downside, and the highest liquidation all the way to the upside. Something important is that we're seeing that liquidation being added or having some pressure. That pressure is to the downside. And we are also below dynamic reactor. Look at exactly where is that dynamic reactor, 88,759-ish. And also, we are pretty low on prime score. Today in the morning, we were at 1 on the 4-hour charts in here, and we were at, at 7. Right now, we went low to 6 and 2, which means that we're balancing out. This is giving me the vibes that we're going to be doing something like this, so that we're going to be breaking up, trying to reach out, getting this one, and maybe going to get those liquidations in here, especially now that it's some slow days. I mean, today's 30th, tomorrow 31st, or 31, and then, well, the year is over. Talking about the year over, we have some predictions to look at it since last year. By the way, the first video of last year was us giving predictions. Tomorrow we can go check that out. So long story short, I think we're gonna have a fake out to the upside, and then we're gonna have a rollback down somewhere around 84, and at that point we need to keep close attention to see what our indicators tells us, because right now, yes, we're having a flip of the ribbon. We want to stay above that 0 line, and if we're able to break above the 0 line, I think we're in for a trade at somewhere around 93. But in the other way, if we do something like this, I believe that this is what's going to happen. So keep your eyes peeled in here. It is $1 million question, but I believe we're going to have a fake out to the upside.
You just said something about a fake out, right? And it's interesting because I just asked Pam, I said, hey, when's the next major expiry of options for Bitcoin? And she said the next major options expiry is December 30th. Monthly.
Really?
That makes sense. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. So she said December 30th is the next major expiry. She didn't give an amount on it. I could probably ask her, but she said that gamma leash will disappear after today. So all those options bets around $87,000 either expire worthless or settle, and the gamma leash disappears. Dealers no longer need to keep buying or selling to hold price in place. Translation in normal language. Once we pass December 30th, the force that's keeping Bitcoin stuck there between in its weakness vanishes. Okay. This is why you often see choppy price before expiry, bigger, cleaner moves after. What to expect around this expiration of today? Sideways movement, fake breakouts. Price keeps getting pulled back to 87K after December 30th, less pinning to that price, more freedom to trend, higher chance of a real move, not just noise. OC, based on what you just said about fake outs and what you're seeing on the charts, that's right in line with what we could see on these expirations. So, guys, if we get a rally today, watch for this. I'm going to pull it up here. Watch for this upper VWAP level coming in at about 90,000. That could be a prime short area based on this. And then the expiration tonight, right? And then we get the final play out on this. I would not be surprised to see this go down to the $85,000 range. That's going to be your 786. So some stuff you were talking about there, sitting right there in front of our faces on the chart with some indicators saying, hey, watch these levels. So might want to listen to it. So, see what else you got for us? I know you had a couple of other things you wanted to talk about today, but I want you to get into that, and then we'll talk about the show that's getting ready to happen. Because in about 14 minutes, I got another show to go to. So, what do you got for us, OC?
Absolutely. Really quick, let's take a look at do a recap on what the analysts out there or important people in the space were thinking that Bitcoin was heading to, right? Right now, let's do a recap where we are right now. We are at 88,610. All right. And well, pretty close to what we see right here. Nonetheless, let's take a look at what was those predictions, right? Just remember, this guy right here was saying 500K on an elongated cycle 2026. So I still have that push, right? I'm still not expired. But let's take a look at here. Tumbling 200K to 250. So you better hurry up. We still have one more day to go. Hopefully that becomes reality. But if not, well, let's take a look at who else. Sean Farrell, 60 to 65. All right, getting closer. That a little bit low ball there, but looking not that bad. Brad Garlinghouse, 180 to 100K. Now this falling a little bit more in line. JP Morgan, 170. Not that off, but still not really in line with what we're seeing at this point. Standard chartered. So 150, Bernstein 160, BSTR president Catherine Dowling 150, and Citigroup 143. Arthur Heiss 124 to 200K. But very important, let's bring this up, right? And I don't have audio, so let's take a look at the caps. And by the way, Bitcoin predictions 2025, exactly 1 year ago. So let's just over this. This was Piper. You'll
Yeah, if I remember right on that, I called for like 205,000, I believe.
I
But
think so,
yeah,
yes.
the closest OC was like 500K. And keep in mind, though, I want to point something out. We talked about the high of 2025 in this video. I have like 15,000 views. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. LBC, Alex O, myself, OC guy, and Tradefly on there. But Tradefly, he said $88,000 on this video. Which is ironic. He was off about 20,000. He was off about 40,000 for where we reached. But when you look at where we are at the end of the year, if we were talking about where would we be at the end of 2025, Tradefly nailed it. So
that was a pretty good call. I mean, at the very top of 2025, I think it was somewhere around here. Let me try to pull it up. That was 125. So not that bad. I mean, not that bad. And by the end of the year, I mean,
on Coinbase,
we'll thank you very much for that. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I know it's 126, 217 because I sold within 200 and some odd dollars from the top. So I will never forget that it was 126 something, because that's where I sold 126,000. So but yeah, great call for
Nice.
TradeFly. Shout out to him. I appreciate everyone that did that video with us. Shout out to LBC, shout out to Alex at Crypto, and shout out to TradeFly. And of course, you, OC, here with me every day. Appreciate you, man. What else you watching? We got about 5 minutes, OC. How are we looking on some altcoins? We need some altcoin love. Sprinkle a little bit here, right there. Sprinkle a little bit of altcoins on us, man.
Let's sprinkle those. All right, so I was actually looking at gold, silver, and platinum because of the pullback that was happening. You were spot on with silver, and we're seeing the replica on most of the metals. Long story short, same on everything, but still it's a little bearish. So let's keep an eye on it. Looking for an area of buying some of those metals. Wait for these to break back above the 0 line, your 4-hour time frame. In the meantime, keep an eye on your oscillator. All right. So now let's jump into the altcoins. Let's do a top-down analysis on our favorite coins. Well, on Ethereum, let's not put that into favorites, but let's start with Ethereum here. So Ethereum, I know this is a little messy. I just have the new configuration here, but it's a pretty good concentration here. We are within the same range that we have on Bitcoin. The only difference is that at the top we have more bearish scenarios, so we have more fair value gaps, and also we have some more liquidity zones than we have at the bottom. At the bottom, I would say that the targets will be somewhere between 2,745 and 2,659. So why not? Let's go ahead and add an alert in between those two. Remember, that alert is to prevent me, right? And then for me to have enough time to get to my PC, set my entry points, and then manually trade this. Remember, I don't like to just open a trade and just leave it for luck. And then, hey, it happens, let's jump in. No, I like to have control over when I jumped in and how much do I put in there to manipulate my stop loss immediately, right? So let's go take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin, remember that we were talking about getting a pump back in the day. We actually took some of those dumps, and finally, right now we are stuck within the same range. I know this is pretty small, so let's bring it up. I just want to give you the full perspective. And something important, this is looking way more bullish, and that is because first of all, we're having this kind of bullish segment here, or this bullish pattern here, and second of all, we have a straight trend line going upwards. Not only that, well, then we are trying to see that right as soon as we are going to be looking for that flip of the ribbon. So this is what I'm going to be looking for. All right. So this push that we're seeing is pretty good. We might have some fake outs in here. Keep your eye peeled. Again, I'm not looking to jump in on alerts, but just to give me the heads up when they hit. So once again, let's put an alert right here at, let's see, 75.86. Let's take a look at BNB. Love it or hate it, it's part of the bigger broker. And by the way, I'm telling it to myself because I freaking hate the thing, but I keep buying it. All right. So since I also trade on Binance, don't do that, by the way. Not financial advice. I still own some BNB. Right here, we're still between two order blocks, one loud at the top, one soft at the bottom. Not because this is highly bullish means that this is not a resistance. This is a resistance. All right. So let's wait for that resistance to play around, and I think that we're gonna have something like this. This is actually looking much more bullish, and you can see it is way more balanced. Right. So time for buying right now. I don't think so. I'm still also looking for that flip of the ribbon. But as you can see, this one right here, it's above the 0 line. We are riding the trend line, and we are also riding the quantum reactor, finally breaking above it. One of my favorite coins that has not performed at all good or great in here. It is Atom. So Atom not looking that great. We have a big rejection in here. We are on support zones. Is it time to buy? Well, by definition, yes, it is time to buy, but not quite there yet. What I really want to see is break out of this trend line, right? So are we on buying zones? Yes, buying zones, but do we have buying structure? No, we don't. If you want to jump in for the risk to get the pullback, this would be your entry. Not financial advice, but I'd rather see these breaking through that zero line, and then on the retrace right here, I'd rather jump in here with more security or more strength on my decision, right? And finally, let's take a look at XRP. XRP is just like very, very, very weak. Something that I'm seeing here is symmetrical triangle. Really quickly, let me just actually get rid of this. And let's add this other trend line. We have a symmetrical triangle at the bottom. We have a bullish divergence. This gives me bullish vibes despite how bearish we are. So what kind of bullish vibes? This kind of bullish vibes where we have a fake out and then, or part of a double bottoming here, and then a break to the upside. We still have a very balanced loud order block, which means that might not be taking too much to break it through. So let me add an alerting here at 1.81 and another one right here at 1.93. I want to trade XRP. I think XRP is going to still have some more money to give out both ways, up and down. And so far, that's what I got on altcoins. Let me pass it over to you, my friend.
Awesome. Appreciate you there, bro. And we got to head out of here. I got to head over to Crypto Princess, guys. If you're wanting to see that show with Crypto Princess, Crypto Billy, Alex O Crypto, Randy Hipper, and myself, just stay right here. We're going to redirect right to that show. I'll see everyone over there. OC, appreciate you. And shout out to everybody that joined us today. If you haven't done so yet, smash the like button. It helps out the algorithm immensely. And if you do, I'll give my dog a treat after the show. So appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. We'll be back here tomorrow morning, December 31st, ending the month, Piper Academy style. So until then, guys, trade safe, use some risk management, peace, love, and profits. And as always, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. See you guys tomorrow. Later.
That's the rap. Chart stack data never lie. Piper led the mission, OC in the sky. Spaghetti on the screen, but the vision stay prime. Chart prime visual, signals on time. Alumni strong, we built from the grind. Lessons in the market that'll outlive time. Knowledge is profit, you know how we run. Till the next one, stay sharp, get it done.
You can't handle the truth. Emotional damage.
We'll see you at the next one.
What the fuck they're doing?
Morning market report out.
Boom shakalaka.
We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report out. We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report. Ow.
That was awesome, dude.
Hey, it didn't break. What else you got?